have faith in your actors.
Meet SANDIIP SIKCAND, one of the biggest names in the Indian television scenario.
Hello. I'm sorry I'm 10 minutes late.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, this is where you shoot also the show. You know, हमारे में एक belief है कि भैया never trust an actor. There have been actors who've taken advantage. You know, they have lied. घर में कोई बीमार है and I've caught them partying and all that. You know, so these things happen.
He started his career as a creative director in Balaji Telefilms, but today is one of the biggest producers himself.
I'm like so familiar with this place.
Don't just call out, baby. Better Half Season 1 was launched with Sukant.
I remember Karan and then I remember Karan.
Yeah, so I've changed many husbands. Somebody hanging on a patang, छिपकली पीस के किसी ने पिला दिया, वो सब कि एक तो राइटर क्या सोच के लिखता है, ऑडियंस क्या सोचती है जब वो देखती है और आपको TRPs आते हैं.
I remember there was a movie, 100 Din Saske with Lalita Pawar and Reena Roy. उसमें there was the same scene where Lalita Pawar takes a छिपकली and puts it in the food, you know, because she wanted to kill Reena Roy.
कहानी घर घर की से लेकर बिग बॉस तक का सफर या आजकल के टीवी ट्रेंड्स और गॉसिप और मसाला, इन सब के बारे में बात करेंगे आज संदीप से. किसी ने ऐसा कहा कि भाई संडे को भी काम करना चाहिए. What are you going to do staring at your wife like that?
It is very important for an actor, very important for the writers to take time and rejuvenate.
But what are your suggestions? ये जो वर्क कल्चर है ये बाकी सब प्रोडक्शन हाउसेस में भी अप्लाई हो.
स्क्रिप्ट अभी आ रही हैं, स्क्रिप्ट सुनी नहीं है, स्क्रिप्ट का अप्रूवल नहीं आया है, ये सब you have to back plan. You have to always back plan. See, at one point of time, Kahani and Q की ratings used to be 18 and 19. Today at 0.6 and 0.8 people are cutting cake.
मैंने सुना है कि बालाजी के सेट पर एम्बुलेंस खड़ी होती थी.
नहीं छवि, ये बात गलत है.
I just want to take a second to thank all of you for watching my podcast. इस पॉडकास्ट को शुरू करने के पीछे मेरा मकसद ये था कि मैं बड़े से बड़े और अच्छे से अच्छे गेस्ट्स को यहाँ लेकर आऊँ, मीनिंगफुल टॉपिक्स के बारे में बात करूँ, ताकि आप और मैं हम सब उन गेस्ट्स के एक्सपीरियंसेस से कुछ सीख सकें. बट आई वॉज गोइंग थ्रू माई यूट्यूब एनालिटिक्स एंड आई रियलाइज कि 75% लोग जो ये पॉडकास्ट देख रहे हैं वो सब्सक्राइब नहीं कर रहे हैं. प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, क्योंकि जैसे जैसे सब्सक्राइबर्स बढ़ेंगे वैसे वैसे ही मैं अच्छे से अच्छे गेस्ट को अप्रोच कर पाऊंगी. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग. So Sandeep, how long has it been for you in the television industry?
2003 to now, what, 23, 24 years, if my maths is correct, yeah.
That's a long time. Yeah,
Very
that's
long
a long time. तो आप मुझे बताओ कि 20-25 साल पहले क्या थी टीवी इंडस्ट्री और क्या डिफरेंस आज की डेट में है?
See, मेरा सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम यही है कि कंटेंट वाइज कोई डिफरेंट नहीं है. दैट इज़ द सैड पार्ट, क्योंकि आज भी अगर हम चैनल्स में जाते हैं तो कभी कभार वही मिलता है कि कसौटी जैसा शो करेंगे या कहानी जैसा शो करेंगे. तो जहाँ पर कंटेंट का सवाल है, सैडली आई डोंट थिंक वी ग्रोन अ लॉट, विच आई थिंक वी शुड हैव ग्रोन. जहाँ पर वर्किंग का सवाल है, आई थिंक वी बिकम अ लिटिल मोर ऑर्गेनाइज्ड. अभी जैसे देयर आर 12 आवर शिफ्ट. आई रिमेंबर व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू वर्क एट बालाजी, वंस आई वेंट होम आफ्टर 56 आवर्स.
हाँ, उस टाइम पे ऐसे कहा जाता था कि आप आएंगे अपनी मर्जी से लेकिन जाएंगे हमारी मर्जी से.
मैं ना, आई वाज आल्सो डूइंग, मैं कुछ 5-6 शोज एक साथ कर रहा था. तो मुझे एक इंसिडेंट बहुत अच्छी तरह याद है. शोभा आंटी मुझे मिली थी एंड शी लुक्ड एट मी एंड शी सेड, तूने कल भी यही कपड़े पहने थे ना? आई सेड, आंटी मैं घर नहीं गया हूँ.
ये आज ही चल रहा है.
पागल है तू, क्या कर रहा है, एंड गो होम नाउ. ऐसे नहीं आंटी, एकता के साथ मीटिंग है. शी हैड कॉल्ड अप Ekta and she said, I am sending Sandeep home and you please do your meeting on your own. And Ekta was like, are you mad you're here? I said, no, because 5 shows, उसकी scripts, उसकी editing, so you're through. And she said, Ekta was like, are you mad? Just go home.
5 shows at the same time?
5-6 shows at the same time we used to do. I mean, that time, we never felt that, we are working. I think it was one big picnic. We had such a great time. Like, people say that, oh, there was a lot of stress and all. Yes, of course, there was a lot of stress and there was a lot of hard work. But I think the kind of fun we've had, I think people today don't have that kind of fun.
Why would you say that?
Because I think people today have become a little more... See, being serious about your work is good, 100% good. But then, not enjoying is not happening. Like, you need to always enjoy. Like, we've had things like, kal itna important shoot hai and actor ka pair toot gaya hai and, the actor has fallen sick. But we've always found a solution to everything. So, the point is, I think people have stopped having fun, they've stopped enjoying. Like, we've also had crises, during those times, okay. In fact, for us, Navratri used to be the most crucial time because all actors would go to America and all for these appearances. There was no Instagram and everything,
right?
right?
So dates की problem
oh
होती
my God, मतलब we've had actors shooting, taking the night flight, going to New York, doing an appearance, taking the night flight back to Bombay, shooting 2 days with us, going back to San Francisco. So we've worked in those kinds of stresses. Like, can you imagine? And that actor has gone crazy at the end of the day because you're going, it's like flying America, Bombay was like flying Bombay, Delhi.
It's not a joke.
It was crazy, but we still managed telecast and we still had fun. We would still, all sit together and just look at our situation and say, "Arey yaar, aaj ho gaya." But we used to all enjoy. Today, I feel, छोटा सा प्रॉब्लम होता है and everybody goes into a zone. Like, क्या करेंगे, अरे ये करेगा, चैनल ऐसे करेगा. तो I feel stories have not improved and we've stopped having fun. That's the only sad part.
A lot of questions are coming in my mind. एक तो ये कि मैंने सुना है, एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया अपने सेट पर कभी, because I have also been in the industry for 20 years now.
We've done a show together.
Yes, we have, Bandhani. मैंने सुना है कि बालाजी के सेट पर एम्बुलेंस खड़ी होती थी.
नहीं, ये rubbish. It's all nonsense.
नहीं होता था?
ऐसा, if somebody is unwell,
तो आती
of course, 100%. Like, I've had my actors shooting non-stop and, my actor has fallen ill. So we've kept an ambulance on standby tomorrow just in case something goes wrong. So, it is not, what I find very sad is that, ये kind of stories that are there.
Yeah.
कि ऐसा होता था, it's all nonsense.
Yeah, so let's just break that right
rubbish.
now कि इतनी बुरी हालत नहीं होती थी, and like Sandeep is saying कि people used to have fun.
And I'm not hiding anything, I'm very honest. So,
you are very honest.
We never had all this. Yes, if somebody is unwell, there was help at every point of time. I mean, we used to try and shoot as much as possible with duplicates and body doubles and all, but, close-up is needed.
Right.
That's how television is.
तो आजकल ये बहुत नया, I mean, I don't know if it's the woke culture कि लोग बहुत मानते हैं कि भाई एक पर्सनल टाइम होता है और एक वर्क का टाइम होता है, देयर इज़ वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस. और अभी हमने सुना किसी ने ऐसा कहा कि भाई संडे को भी काम करना चाहिए. व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू स्टेयरिंग एट योर वाइफ लाइक दैट? सो व्हाट आर योर व्यूज ऑन दैट vis-a-vis द टीवी इंडस्ट्री? क्या कोई सैटरडे संडे का कल्चर होता है?
When I was also in Balaji, I made it a point not to work on Sundays. Okay. And Ekta totally respected that. In fact, she would also say, I need a break, I need, some time off and all. And she always respected the fact, अरे आज Sunday है, Sandeep तो meeting पे नहीं आएगा. So I always did that. When I started my own production, कहाँ हम कहाँ तो, in which Karan was there, we used to try and give every Sunday off. Because I think it's very important, because it is very important for an actor, very important for the writers to take time and rejuvenate, to take, time off. I don't think any actor on my set has ever asked for leave and I have said no. Because I feel it is very, very important for you. See, we have telecast stress. You are shooting, like at one point of time, our shows used to be Monday to Sunday. It was Monday to Thursday, then it became Monday to Friday, then it became Monday to Saturday, then it became Monday to Sunday. So you're doing all the time. But you still need to find time for yourself. It is very important to rejuvenate. So I have always been that person who takes time off. I think this is complete nonsense that people should work on Sundays. In fact, I always tell, even now the shows that I'm doing, I always tell my writers कि Sunday को हम meeting नहीं करेंगे. Go spend time with your family. Go, go freshen yourself. Go out, go to a mall, go watch a movie. It's very, very important. You don't want to do it on Sunday, do it on a Saturday. But करो. काम अपना खत्म करो टाइम पे और ये break लो. I think that break is very important. As I said, I've always done it and I do it till today. I mean, you have to really have the world crashing down, but I will not pick up my phone on a Sunday. You can do what you want.
Wow, I really, really like that.
You have to.
मुझे TV किए हुए 9 साल हो गए हैं, and this is the primary reason why I stopped doing TV is because there's no work-life balance. You're making money, but you don't have the time to spend it.
That also depends upon planning. Like, how do you plan? See, the point is, I know of a lot of production houses. I know my writers are working for other shows. वो लोग वहाँ पर भी काम कर रहे हैं. मैंने देखा है वो कैसे काम करते हैं. मतलब, कि I feel every problem has a solution. यहाँ पर क्या होता है कि स्क्रिप्ट अभी आ रही हैं, स्क्रिप्ट सुनी नहीं है, स्क्रिप्ट का अप्रूवल नहीं आया है, ये सब यू हैव टू बैक प्लान. यू हैव टू ऑलवेज बैक प्लान. हम लोग जब मेरा प्रोडक्शन में जब भी हम शो शुरू करते, वी डू नॉट स्टार्ट शूटिंग अ शो टिल वी डोंट हैव 15 एपिसोड लॉक्ड स्क्रिप्ट बैंक. मेरे शो में ऐसा कभी भी नहीं हुआ है कि अरे बस सीन अभी आ रहा है या शो अभी मतलब एपिसोड अभी आ रहा है, ऐसा नहीं है. हमारे एक्टर्स को कभी ये नहीं बोला गया है आपको कॉल टाइम सुबह आएगा, आप स्टैंड बाय पे रहिए. we don't do it. I mean, also my partner Saul, we make sure that we don't do this.
But tell me something, ये the thing that you're saying is the ideal scenario, ठीक है? ऐसा लेकिन कितना, what is the percentage of times that it actually happens? Because you're not working alone, you're working with an entire team of people. आप स्क्रिप्ट भेजते हो, सामने से कोई अप्रूव करता है, उसके ऊपर भी कोई बॉस होगा, उसके भी चेंजेस होंगे, तो ये सारी की सारी चीज़ें कैसे स्ट्रीमलाइन होती हैं?
होती है बिकॉज इवन द चैनल, इवन द पीपल वर्किंग इन द चैनल, उनको भी संडे छुट्टी चाहिए. वो लोग इनफैक्ट दे आर मोर देन हैप्पी कि सर भेज दो, खत्म करो, सैटरडे संडे हम सब आराम करेंगे. चैनल तो सैटरडे संडे छुट्टी लेता है, बट आई मेक इट अ पॉइंट कि जितना हो सके माई एपिसोड शुड नॉट बॉदर यू. मतलब मेरा कोई अप्रूवल नहीं आने वाला है. आई फिनिश ऑफ एवरीथिंग एंड या दिस कैन नॉट हैपन अनलेस यू डोंट हैव अ इक्वली मोटिवेटेड टीम. मतलब आपकी जो टीम है वो भी इस चीज को बिलीव, उनको भी करना है. सो एज आई सेड, माय प्रोड्यूसर्स फजीला कामना विद सॉल, दे बिलीव इन दैट यू नो दे तो हैव हॉलीडेज, दे तो से सैटरडे सब लोग घर पे रहो. I'm like, okay, no, now we are doing daily soap, so not Saturday, Sunday is enough. So they are like, yeah, absolutely okay. My actors on set are very happy. I try to give them Sunday off. If not Sunday, at least you know week में कभी भी एक छुट्टी होनी चाहिए. So I think it's all about planning, and if you plan, nothing is impossible.
I remember 20 years back when I was doing तुम्हारी दिशा, my first show, तो उतना आइडिया था नहीं तब किस तरह से इंडस्ट्री काम करती है. तो मैं सुबह 6:30 बजे सेट पर पहुंचती थी और 11:30 बजे रात को वहाँ से निकलती थी, एंड अगेन द सेम ग्राइंड द नेक्स्ट डे. तो मैंने एक वीकली ऑफ मांगना शुरू किया था, एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट आई वाज लाइक द वर्स्ट एक्टर ऑन द सेट टू आस्क फॉर दैट.
You know, I tell you, I remember this very well when we were doing Kasam Se na, Ram Kapoor actually did this.
Okay.
Ram had told us that listen, I will shoot like you know you go and tell an actor that okay, I want 30 days. So Ram would say, okay, I'll give you 26 days. And we're like, he says, I'll take every Sunday off. Which was correct. You're giving me the same amount of time and you're still taking a Sunday off, which was fine. Which obviously we always told him that if there's an emergency, he said, yes, if there's an emergency, I'll be there. But we used to try and give him Sundays off. So as I said, you know, also now times have changed. Okay, now you have the 12-hour shift and everything.
Yeah.
So things have definitely become better because at that point of time, it was still too new. Television was still growing. You know, people were still going rampant. People just wanted to, you know, make show after show and all. Fine. Today things have streamlined. But in spite of things being streamlined, I see a lot of my friends, my actors, who are like, "अरे यार, we can't plan for tomorrow. Film पे जाना है कि नहीं? अभी सुबह call time आएगा, सुबह पता चलेगा." Which I think can change. Which I said
So
again.
you think there are still a lot of production houses who work
Yes,
with that
a lot
work
of
culture?
them. A lot of them that work like that, and I think which is very, which is not good. That's why I'm never in stress. You know, whatever crisis is there, I think it'll be managed. You know, because I actually also give it to Balaji because in Balaji there was never a crisis that could not be solved. So sometimes even my channel calls up, "Arey sir, ये problem." I said, "Relax." And they always say, "आप इतने शांत क्यों?" I said, "Because we've moved mountains in Balaji.
Yeah.
We've done crazy things over there." So for me, this is all.
I think it's the क्या बोलते हैं, आपने सीखा ऐसे जगह पे
Exactly,
है, वो जो ट्रेनिंग जो है वो ऐसे स्कूल में हुई है, that you are prepared for everything.
I'm used to swimming in the rough sea. Now I'm swimming in a pool. So I'm cool, you know, it doesn't make me a difference.
But what are your suggestions or views? I mean कि ये जो work culture है ये बाकी सब production houses में भी apply हो?
I think planning. Planning is the most important. Number 2, have faith in your actors. I think that is very important. Every actor is not out there to make a fool of you. You know, हमारे में एक belief है कि भैया actors को कभी never trust an actor.
क्यों ऐसा?
Because see, there have been actors who've taken advantage. You know, they have lied. You know, बोल रहे हैं कि घर में कोई बीमार है and I've caught them partying and all that. You know, so these things happen. You know.
Okay.
कि मेरी mom.
So that's unprofessional.
You know, that's very unprofessional. But see, that will only happen when the actor is not getting the time off. You know, when the actor पूछ रहा है कि मुझे I just need time off. It's okay. What is so wrong about it? So I feel if an actor turns around and says कि मेरी mom ठीक है, मेरे बाप मेरा dog ठीक है, मेरा father ठीक है, सब कुछ ठीक है. I just need to take a break. Give it. Nothing's going to happen. Please give that break.
Yeah.
They are also humans. We all are working for the same show. And another point is, I think it's just plan it in the right way, you know. Have your stories ready. Make sure that you give things to the channel well in advance. Like, you know, if you know the channel is shutting on a Saturday, Sunday, finish your work on a Friday. You know, start your day early. यहाँ पर most of the producers don't even start their day 11-12 से पहले कोई आता नहीं है ऑफिस में.
Correct.
I'm at my office by 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm ready.
Wow.
I want to start my day early. I want to end my day early.
Yeah.
You can work late, but if you put in those 2 hours extra, you realize that you've done most of your work. So I think it's planning and also your mindset. Some people thrive on stress. I'm not one of those. I perform well in stress, but I don't thrive on it. In the sense, if there's stress, I'm not really happy. I'm like, isko sort out karo. And at the end of the day, I think it's TV. You will go away, the show will continue. So somewhere put yourself also on a priority. Matlab, at the end of the day, we all are indispensable. Tomorrow if something happens to me, somebody else will come and take over. So,
yeah, overnight.
So believe in that.
True.
Remember that. So put yourself also a little ahead. I think these are the 2-3 very simple things.
I think एक टाइम था जब टीवी शोज जब लंबे लंबे चलते थे तो एक ही एक्टर सेम शो कर रहा है, सो देयर वाज स्टिल दैट ट्रस्ट फैक्टर वाज देयर. अभी तो क्या होता है कि एक्टर भी रातों रात रिप्लेस हो जाता है, आपको ये भी सिक्योरिटी नहीं है दैट आई एम इन फ्रंट ऑफ कैमरा तो मेरा तो जॉब सिक्योर है.
वो तो इनफैक्ट आज प्रोडक्शन हाउसेस को भी सिक्योरिटी नहीं है. आज शोज एक टाइम पे जब शोज बनते थे तो 2 साल तक तो चलने ही चलने थे. आज तो 3 महीने में शो बंद हो जाएगा.
एग्जैक्टली. ये क्यों होता है ऐसा?
कंटेंट. क्योंकि मुझे ये लगता है कि आप सेम स्टोरी बार बार बोल रहे हो, ऑडियंस बोर हो चुकी है. अभी प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना, ये रियलिटी किसी को एक्सेप्ट करनी नहीं है. क्योंकि हमने जब क्योंकि आया था ना, क्योंकि स्टार्टेड अ न्यू ट्रेंड ऑफ फैमिली शोज. Now again the trend has to change, but nobody is changing it. Nobody is so strong enough, or nobody takes that up and says, "Chalo, let's change it. Let's tell different stories." You see any show, without even seeing a show, I can tell you how every first episode begins. Exterior shot of a city, cut to temple, cut to house exterior, cut to pura hall. I mean,
it's
I'm
unbelievable.
done seeing it. I am tired. And your girls are the same.
Yeah.
या तो लड़की मोटी होगी, या तो नाटी होगी, या तो काली होगी, या तो लंबी होगी, या तो उसकी शादी ऑलरेडी हो चुकी होगी. मतलब it's going on and on and on and on, and you're like, okay, now cut it out.
But okay, so but the point is कि shows अगर कोई नया कुछ ट्राई भी करता है तो भी कोई गारंटी नहीं होती कि चलेगा कि नहीं.
नहीं छवि, ये बात गलत है.
Okay.
The point is, it's not only about trying a new show. It is about writing it differently, executing it differently, having different actors, and then it will be different. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग एक स्टोरी अलग करते हैं कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल चलो ये स्टोरी एक फॉर एग्जाम्पल लंबी लड़की की कहानी है, ये अलग है. लेकिन आपका फर्स्ट सीन, एक्सटीरियर शॉट ऑफ द सिटी, कट टू टेम्पल, कट टू घर, वो लड़की घर में चहल, it's this, you're writing it the same way. You're not writing it different.
जीत ऑफ जब भी मेट, ये कैरेक्टर
मतलब वही है. The point is you have to write it differently. You see any international show, every show is written differently. A horror show is written differently. A comedy show is written differently. Let's take your example. Your shitty ideas trending and your Be Safe, completely different, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely different. Because one is a crime show, one is a husband-wife banter show, or जो भी है. But in TV, even a horror show must be घर में setup, घर की family क्या है. We never do a show which is based completely in a police station. We never do a show which is completely based somewhere else.
But do you think if somebody tries that, it could work?
110%. See, for me, the ideal example...
What about the audience that is watching TV? What kind of audience is watching TV today?
The audience wants to see different stuff. See, at one point of time, Kahani and Kyuki ratings used to be 18 and 19.
Yeah.
When I still remember when Tulsi killed Ansh, we had touched a 22, 23. And Kahani used to always feel so bad कि यार we are 16, 17, we are not going up to 20s and all. Today at 0.6 and 0.8 people are cutting cakes. Oh, we are successful. अरे हमारे चैनल में 0.8 इतनी बड़ी बात है. I mean, is nobody watching? Your number one show today is a 2.6, is a 2.5. Very good. Congratulations. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But is this the numbers we are all happy with? When I feel television has a huge thing to grow. Look at the times we've come from. There was a Bunyad, there was a Hum Log, there was a Tara, there was a Banegi Apni Baat. Every show different from the other.
Yeah.
But today we don't even want to attempt it. There was a show on Doordarshan called Idhar Udhar. I don't know whether you've seen it. It had Supriya Pathak, Ratna Pathak, and if I remember, Ravi Baswani.
Okay.
It's a story of two girls living in a flat with a boy.
Oh.
Now today, if I even go to a channel and say कि मुझे एक ऐसा शो बनाना है कि दो लड़कियां एक लड़के के साथ एक ही फ्लैट में रह रही है, they'll be like, my God, are you mad? ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? We did it that time. So you know what is happening with progression, with social media and all. Think why they're going right behind. कि नहीं वो लड़की आज भी हमारे शोज में लड़की है कि तुम मुझे परेशान करो पर मैं अपनी शादी के वचन निभाऊंगी.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sati
what
Savitri.
is
And yeah,
going
well, that
on?
correct.
I mean, what is going on? Change that.
But do you think it's because the audience of TV has changed? I mean, you are saying कि 18-19 की TRP आती थी, अभी top rated show, and these are good shows we are
Yes.
talking about, long running shows we are talking about. उनकी TRP 2.5 पे people are happy that this is number 1 for me right now. तो number of people watching TV has reduced?
See, there is this entire gambit to TRP, which honestly I don't understand. They say, oh, we've increased the number of homes and everything, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you really never know what the whole thing is.
Right.
But for me, when I see the numbers, I really feel sad because हम 2.5 में खुश हैं. जब 3 साल पहले अनुपमा used to do 3 plus. उससे पहले यह मोहब्बत used to do 4 plus. ये रिश्ता used to do 4s. And we are seeing that decline happening.
Is it because of OTT?
I think it's because of people have so much option right now. Of course,
Yeah.
there is OTT, there are Reels, there is Instagram, there is so much. I mean, today you have this thing of verticals. You know, you're watching 2-minute episodes. You know, people's attention span is reducing. But the point being is, you need to change with time. You need to change how people are thinking. It is different today. People don't think the same way. I mean, we don't talk about LGBTQ in any of our shows.
Yeah, why not?
But it's something like I have been told. I mean, I have gone to channels with LGBTQ concepts, and they say, "नहीं ये family viewing नहीं है." I don't understand what is family viewing. I really don't get it. Isn't family viewing when I mean यही same family एक ज़माने में तारा देखती थी. ये same family एक साथ बैठ के they used to watch this show called there was this very good show. I don't know how can I forget the name. Anyway, this show of Shifali, हसरतें.
Okay,
They used to-
Hasratein.
they used to
Yeah,
see-
Harsh Chaya.
The full family used to sit and see हसरतें. तब कुछ problem नहीं था. The problem is, it is the inefficiency that we don't know to tell another story, and we try to camouflage it by saying कि नहीं वो ही चलता है, वो ही चलता है.
Actually, I mean, this is my view. Tell me if you agree with it. कि पहले जब हम बनेगी अपनी बात के टाइम की बात कर रहे हैं, तब OTT नहीं था, कंटेंट जो था वो फैमिली व्यूइंग ही था, जो भी
Correct.
देख रहा है वो साथ में ही देख रहा है. अभी कस्टमाइज्ड एंड बिस्पोक कंटेंट इतना आ गया है कि आप अपने हैंडहेल्ड डिवाइसेस पे आपको
Correct.
जो देखना है वो आप देख रहे हो. तो ऑडियंस जो है वो डिवाइड हो गई है कि टीवी जो ऑडियंस अभी देख रही है वो ऑडियंस है जिसको वही देखना है.
Correct.
That is why our TRPs have reduced and the number of
No, I in fact feel that जो लोग आप जो मोबाइल पे देख रहे हो या वो उस पे देख रहे हो, अगर आप वही चीज़ टीवी पे दिखाओ तो लोग टीवी पे क्यों नहीं आएंगे?
हो सकता है वो आदमी वो नहीं देखना चाहता है टीवी पर बिकॉज उसको अपनी कन्वीनियंस के हिसाब से देखना
Today,
है.
I don't think today we are a one TV family anymore.
Yeah,
I
correct.
think we all have 2 TVs. And even if it is just one television, even if, like, I'm sure others want to see something else, no? Okay? Introduce them to something new.
But
See,
what do you feel about the content which is Indian content which is coming on OTT networks?
I feel a lot of importance is given to crime there.
हाँ.
We are not really making relationship-based shows. There are far and few, yes. But at least I feel OTT content at least tries to go to avenues that we've never seen before. And see, that's why they do well because, अरे हमने तो ये कभी टीवी पे देखा नहीं था. अरे ये भी होता है. Oh my God, this is such a true story. So the point being is, I think that is what OTT is doing. And I feel TV has a far greater reach if you just do it well. I'll give you an example. When Dilwale Dulhaniya was released, the movie, it was a different film. You know, uske pehle you had only these one particular type of films where, you know, every heroine danced in the rain. She had 2 songs. The hero sister always got raped and the hero went and took revenge. It was a formula. मतलब हर चीज आप अलग अलग तरीके से करो बट वही चलता था. When Dilwale came, suddenly, oh my God, a girl is going to Europe with her friends. अरे वो एक लड़के से मिल रही है. Oh my God, लड़का बोल रहा है कि मैं भाग के शादी नहीं करूंगा. And the audience loved it. For me, Dilwale Dulhaniya was the film that changed Hindi cinema. I'm waiting for a Dilwale to come on television.
Right.
I need that one show. I need, and I'm ready for it. I need a channel to come up and say, okay, do it with your conviction, do the story you want to say, we'll give you time, which I think to an extent, kaha hum kaha tum achieved.
Yeah.
Our show was very different.
I still remember that one sequence from that show, which I think went viral on social media
Yes,
also.
that when he sees the television.
Yes, and I think social media also plays a huge role in making a show a hit or a flop. और वो scene था जिसमें वो दीपिका जाके टीवी शो में सर्जरी कर देती है, and Karan is like, what the hell
Correct.
is going on? It was so relatable.
We had messages from people in Delhi, from ministries and all, saying what a lovely show.
Yeah.
But the point being is, उसको फिर change करके जब उसको daily soap के format में जाना पड़ा, it didn't continue, because it was like, no, this is not the germ of the show. And
And also you get the audience hooked
yes,
to
and
that
every
promise.
new thing takes time. Every
Right.
new thing takes time. But I think we don't have patience anymore. We want quick. So इसके लिए 3 महीने में, like, it's so sad. You work on a show for 7 months and then it shuts in 3 months.
Yeah.
So, that also shows that even channels and people at the other end are also questioning. That is where, at least for me, is where regional television comes in.
Okay.
Because the kind of shows I'm doing on regional television right now are so refreshing. It's so good. In fact, just today, one of my Marathi shows completes 1,000 episodes. It's called,
amazing.
It's called Aboli. And it's a show, Chavi, every Hindi channel said no to. नहीं हम ये नहीं कर सकते, because it's a story of a girl who stammers and she wants to be a lawyer.
Okay.
It's a very simple story.
Okay.
उसका एक ड्रीम है मुझे लॉयर बनना है, बट मैं स्टैमर करती हूँ.
Sounds great.
No, but everybody said there was a show called Thapki which had come in colors long back. So you just said the word कि वो लड़की स्टैमर, अरे ये तो थपकी है. So people would not even go, हाँ अच्छा है लेकिन ये थपकी है. And it was Marathi. It was Star Prava, Nandini ma'am and Satish sir who said, let's hear the story. And they said, listen, it's so good. And I said, पर ये थपकी है. So Nandini ma'am said, so क्या हो गया? And I said, and she gave me a very good logic. She's saying, हर शो में बहू होती है, सेम साड़ी पहनती है, सेम बिंदी पहनती है, तो क्या हो गया? हम बहू का शो बंद थोड़ी करते हैं. I said, this is the woman. Satish sir said, why? It's a very good show. We'll do it.
Oh God, I'm getting goosebumps.
And I was like, oh my God, here it is. And then every Hindi channel said, Aboli jaisa kuch bano. I said, जब मैं लाया था आप थोड़ी ना बोला.
अच्छा.
Now you want it. So I'm like, then we did another show. Then I did a show called Gorin Takku on Telugu, Star Ma, which again became a super hit.
Okay.
It was a family story, but the girl was different. We remade that as Mehendi Rachne Wali. Now we're doing it as Yed Lagde Premache. So I'm so happy that same thing, as being remade. And now I'm again doing a Telugu show. Because, eventually Hindi is nowadays copying. Hindi is just adapting. They are adapting.
Because like you said, there are no new concepts.
There are no new things, so they are adapting. So I'm like, I rather aim there where new things are happening. And when that gets remade in Hindi, I'm there. So, I'm very happy doing, there are 2 Telugu shows in the pipeline, there is 2 Marathi shows. And I feel so great because, the kind of stories I go with. And the channel says, हाँ ये करो. Yes, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. And they never tell you no. They're like, let's try. And that makes me feel so good that, okay, at the end of the day when I come home, I'm like, arey, said a good story. Yeah. Said a nice story. Something good, something interesting.
It's satisfying for a creator.
Very, very satisfying.
Reason why we started
And I think that's what is even happening with regional cinema. It's growing by leaps and bounds. I'm only watching Malayalam films. Yeah. I'm watching Marathi films. I'm watching Telugu movies. And I'm enjoying it. I think even now, Pan-India has realized that, the power of regional cinema. And, today Pushpa is rocking it. When a normal Hindi film just fails, and it's Pushpa that people are talking about.
But tell me that you started out as a creative director. ठीक है, बालाजी में आपने creative की तरह शुरू किया, then eventually you moved on to be a producer. Would you like to say something about politics that happens in the television industry? Is there any that you've experienced?
I have... Yes, people have told me कि मेरे नाम पे और मेरे पीछे politics होती है. But Chavi, I'm a very... अगर it's happening behind my back, that's where it stays, behind my back.
किस type की politics? Give me some examples.
I have been told that there are some probably people at the channel who probably don't like me, so they won't give you a show and all that. I'm like, okay, fine. If you don't like me, I don't like you. It's as simple as that. I don't invest my head into all this. See, I'm a producer.
So how do you sustain yourself? Because channels तो उतने ही है ना गिन के.
Because I tell you, I feel I'm blessed, an avenue opens up for me whenever I feel, oh, one has shut.
Okay.
So in 2023, when I was very disillusioned with Hindi television, where I actually questioned myself कि क्या मुझे shows बनाने आते हैं, because 2 of my shows had shut down in a gap of 3 months, and I was like, woof, 2 shows at the same time.
Is that a lot of monetary loss?
Yes, it was, and I have to give full credit to my partner Saul, who just said, listen, relax, we'll make it out. You know, I said, Abhi kya? And I'm talking about a huge amount. And they said, and I remember I said, listen, do I need to sell my house and all? And Fazila laughed. She said, please shut up. She said, please shut up. Let's just make more shows and we'll recover. And
Listen, on that note, I just want to tell the viewers that when you're watching a TV show which is new, please give it some time, because there's a lot of sweat and blood that goes behind creating something.
Yes.
Not to mention the insane amount of money. So, I mean, let's all be a little sensitive towards creators.
So Fazila was like, just shut up. We'll make more shows and we'll recover. And today, touch wood, we are at that stage where वो बोलते हैं ना हाथी निकल गया एक पूछ है. And Fazila says, see, we managed. I'm like, we managed. And that is the time when I questioned myself. And I remember Aboli was on air, like Aboli was 4 months on air. And I went for a channel meeting, and the girl in the channel said, why are you looking so down? I said, I don't think I know how to make shows anymore. She's saying, why are you saying? I said, 2 of my shows had shut down. Saying, तो Aboli इतना अच्छा कर रहा है, वो कौन बना रहा है? आप ही तो बना रहे हो. She's saying, क्या बात कर रहे हो आप? आपको, why are you not so proud that your Marathi show is doing so well? And I actually looked at her and I said, yes, my Marathi show is doing so well because we had, just at that time, we had become slot leaders,
Okay.
I said, why am I not proud? And I said, listen, thank you. And then I said, of course I know how to make my shows. Yeah, today my show is touching 1,000. We've broken records in the ratings and all. The problem is then I realized we have this fixation in our head. कि अगर हिंदी है ना तो ही हिट है. अगर आप सिर्फ हिंदी फिल्म करोगे ना तभी आपका नाम जाए. You'll be known. अगर आप रीजनल करोगे या कुछ करोगे ना, and that is one mindset that I changed. And I said, no, I'm a storyteller. I will tell a story in any language. I don't care as long as I'm telling a good story. And today, I really want to turn around and say how many more creators can boast of saying that I have a show, I've done a hit in Telugu, I've done a hit in Hindi, I've done a hit in Marathi. And I'm going to explore more. I want to do Bengali shows. I'm talking to
Do you
Kannada
actually
also.
understand all these languages?
I understand Marathi, yes. In fact, my understanding of Marathi has become far better.
I know
Telugu,
you speak German very fluently.
Yes, I speak German very
Would
fluently.
you like to make a show in German?
Yes, I would love to. See, as I said, for me, every language is a medium to express myself and tell a story. I'm learning Telugu a little bit.
Okay.
But like the channel is very, very nice. So they always put me on with English writers. So what I do is I send my scripts in English. They translate it, and there are times they call up and they say, listen, is this what you mean? I'm like, no, this is what I mean. So they write it accordingly.
Okay.
So they know, because they know, okay, there is somebody who is telling a story. And I must tell you a thing, when the Telugu channel they approached me now, after we did Gorintaku, so they said, Sandeep, we are looking at changing a little thought process of, and he says only regional will do it. Only then once regional does, will Hindi do. And he says, I was talking to my team, and they said, we need new, different shows. And he said, Sandeep, my entire team said, new shows, different shows, please call Sandeep Sikand. For me, that was great. So he said, so my whole team has said, कि अगर कुछ अलग करना है तो संदीप सिकंद को बुलाओ. So here is my call. Please come with
मैं भी तो आपके पास आई थी, कुछ अलग रोल आएगा तो मुझे बुला.
Exactly, because I just feel, एक तो ना हम जब shows बनाते हैं हम बहुत डरते हैं. And I believe in it that fear is the end of creativity. If you're being creative, you have to be fearless. You have to tell a story with full conviction. You have to tell stories which are uncomfortable. You have to tell stories which will actually stir a thought in you. जब तक आप वो नहीं बोल रहे हो ना, आप सिर्फ पैसे बना रहे हो, जो बनाओ, मुझे भी पैसे बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं.
Of course.
लेकिन जब पैसे बनाना और एक हार्ड हिटिंग स्टोरी बोलना वो मर्ज होता है ना, छवि, I cannot even tell you the high that you have. You're like, my God, you're also making money and you're saying a story that people are loving and people are actually changing their mindsets after seeing that. It's a different high, it's a different kick. I can't even explain to you.
कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि you've lost out on a pitch because somebody else was better at PR than you?
I don't know about PR, but I did lose out on a pitch. And the other show that came instead of me wrapped up in 2 months. And I said, well, I didn't say anything. I just said it's out there. I
और
don't
खुद
need to
आपने कभी ऐसा किया है कि नहीं इस इंसान के साथ मुझे पीआर करनी है,
नहीं
जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ डूइंग पीआर,
No, I am see that way.
कि
I
मैं
am
गिफ्ट्स भेज रहा हूँ
ना,
उसको या मैं
कभी
पार्टीज में बुला रहा हूँ या
कभी नहीं मुझसे. इनफैक्ट मुझसे see I'm a very transparent person. You
Yeah.
know, I'm very transparent. If you're an ass, you're an ass. I will not say oh you're a cute donkey. You're an ass, you're an ass. You know, it's as simple as that. मेरे साथ ये because I don't want to. मैं क्यों झूठ बोलूँ? I mean, I don't like you. I don't like you. You're an idiot or an idiot. There's
so
no
मतलब
two ways
you're
about it.
saying that if your work is good, it'll talk.
Yes, my work
You
is
don't
good.
have
It'll
to-
talk, and you know, if not TV, if not regional, if not OTT, if not YouTube, कुछ ना कुछ तो है. Because I always feel that talent will always find an opening. Will always find an opening. Do what you like, and I firmly believe in that. And I also believe that I am God's special blessed child. So उसका हाथ हमेशा रहेगा, and I will always have a medium to tell my stories. I'm very confident.
And you have made some great shows. I mean, just before you entered, we were talking about some pretty. I don't even know what word to use for the kind of scenes that we were discussing, like somebody hanging on a patang, और कोई balloon के
See,
साथ
that
उड़
is
गया.
also creativity. Now that is, you know, in fact, I know the writer who's written these scenes.
Okay.
And
So
you
what is the thought process behind writing? मतलब कि एक तो राइटर क्या सोच के लिखता है, नेटवर्क क्या सोच के अप्रूव करता है, और ऑडियंस क्या सोचती है जब वो देखती है और आपको टीआरपीज आते हैं, जैसे लैपटॉप धो देना या छिपकली पीस के किसी ने पिला दिया, वो सब. What
see,
is?
I see. You know, if you closely see Chavi, television follows the 70s and 80s का storytelling. You know, I remember there was a movie, 100 दिन सास के, you know, with Lalita Pawar and Reena Roy.
Okay.
उसमें there was the same scene where Lalita Pawar takes a chipkali and puts it in the food. You know, because she wanted to kill Reena Roy. I mean, I'm a full movie buff. मतलब मैंने बचपन से ही पिक्चरें देखी हैं, so I have all these things. So we follow that. You know, we pick up something from an old film and say कि ऐसा होता है, and it happens. I think it's just to see. That is what I'm saying. You want to stand out. You want your show to stand out, so you do gimmicks. What we don't realize is their show can stand out with a different story. It's a very simple thing which nobody understands. नहीं, हम ये अलग करेंगे, हम दिखाएंगे कि सास ने अपनी बहू को ईंट से मारा. ये एक अलग विजुअल होगा. अरे भाई साहब, आप छोड़ो ना विजुअल को, आप एक अलग स्टोरी बोलो ना.
हाँ, करेक्ट.
तो आपका पूरा शो स्टैंड आउट होगा. एंड हैविंग स्पोकन अबाउट दिस पतंग वाला सीन, you must meet the writer. She is a wonderful girl. She is as modern thoughts as probably anybody is. And I love her. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She enjoys this. She says, मुझे चैनल ने बोला है जाओ freak out. तो मैं तो freak out कर रही हूँ. So she loves it. She just loves it.
I think I would also love it.
Oh, you know, you have to meet that girl. She's fantastic. She loves it. She says, and she comes and tells me, sir, आज ना मेरे सीन में हीरोइन ने ऐसा किया है, हम लोग की सर बड़ा मजा आया लिखते हुए. So she likes it, but the point is that is the brief that's given to her.
Yeah,
so
correct.
my whole point is that you don't need these gimmicks for the show to stand
Right.
out. Your whole show will stand out just if your concept
plot-
is different.
the plot has to be
your concept
tripping.
is different.
Yeah.
Throw this सास बहू out, throw this बड़ा घर out. बड़ा घर वैसा दिखाओ जो रियल है. मतलब हमारे घर में तो you know you see all these women dressed up in these fancy saris and all, and we've always, like, you, I don't know if you remember Bandhani.
Yeah.
We kept everything so real, you know, Gujarati style saris and
Yeah.
everything was so real. You know, we did that, but nowadays nobody does it.
But when the audience is watching this, तो मतलब ये genuine उन audience का क्या reaction होता होगा कि
They're
हम
laughing half the time, but they're
हम
watching it.
spoof देख रहे हैं कि
No, see, also understand television is free. Okay, whatever that little subscription you're paying, तो वो you're paying. I mean, that's whatever. That's hardly anything. So it is free. जब free की चीज चल रही है ना, तो आप देख रहे हो, चल रहा है, देखो. But वो जो है ना कि नहीं, ये तो भाई अलग शो है, वो आपको पता चल जाता है क्योंकि सोशल मीडिया और सब जगह चर्चा होती है. अब ये वो चर्चा नहीं है जो आप पैसे देकर प्लग इन करते हो. ये वो चर्चा नहीं है. ये वो चर्चा है जो आप बातें करो. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल बिग बॉस कितना भी अच्छा हो बुरा हो, इट्स ऑलवेज अ टॉपिक ऑफ कॉन्वर्सेशन. यू कैन स्टार्ट अ कॉन्वर्सेशन विद एनीबडी. बिग बॉस देखा एंड it starts off.
yeah.
It's a conversation starter. You need shows like that will become conversational starters. Like जो OTT में होता है.
Correct.
Like when Sacred Games came,
Yeah.
everybody would say Sacred Games देखा, and you knew everybody was talking about it.
Right.
We need that to happen in television. That will only happen once your concept is different, which I'm
So
waiting.
Mohit and I have also been trying to pitch as producers, and this one particular network where we went with a different story because, you know, after doing YouTube for 9 years और एकदम रियलिस्टिक कंटेंट बनाने के बाद थोड़ा सा उस तरह से हम उस तरह से नहीं सोच पाते हैं. So the feedback that we got was that we need dal chawal drama. What is dal chawal drama?
This typically
मतलब
सास बड़ा
नेटवर्क को भी
घर.
बस यही चाहिए.
बट यही प्रॉब्लम है ना, आप ट्राई तो करो.
Actually, now that you're talking about it, I can't help but think जब हमने SIT start किया था and we became really popular. I mean, God is kind. पहले एक दो videos में जब मेहरा करता था, we became really popular and we kept growing, and then मतलब we started meeting fans and we realized that corporates में हमारे बहुत fan following है और dinks बहुत सारे fans हैं हमारे. Then we introduced the maid character.
She's so
Now,
good. I love her.
Now we started meeting liftman, auto drivers, sabzi bech raha hai jo maid. I mean, just imagine the penetration that we got. मतलब triple, 4 times, 5 times हो गई maid character के साथ. So I feel that it has also a lot to do with the audience at the end of the day. Maybe that's why the network says कि दाल चावल drama चाहिए.
No, one second. Your this show, City Ideas.
Yeah.
It is a house, correct? TV may also you need a house, fine. You need a husband wife, you have a husband wife. TV also needs a husband wife. TV needs a maid, you also have a maid. But see the language you and your husband speak. See the house that you live in. See the clothes that you wear. See the way your maid is. They are real. When I see your show, I'm like, ये मेरे घर में होता है. ये मेरे घर में होता है. एक टाइम पे जब क्योंकि होता था तब that time TV was aspirational. You wanted a bahu like Tulsi, you wanted a bahu like Parvati. But then the point is, then people का वो हो गया. Then people wanted realism, and that's what we did, Balaji, and we did with ये है मोहब्बतें. It was one of the best shows, and it was so real. Like I remember when Ekta said we are going to do the show in a building, in a flat. We all were so excited. Ki, this is going to be so new. This is going to be so different. It's going to be so real. It was a love story of a mother and daughter. It was so real. Our jokes, our humor. We did an entire episode on भैया वो कीमे का समोसा खाएगी वो वेजिटेरियन औरत है. Karan Patel's language in the show was so real. Like Karan Patel has said घंटा so many times. उसके बाद एक बार चैनल ने बोला कि भैया वो घंटा बोल रहा है, वो देखो घंटा नहीं बोलना चाहिए. But it was so real and people lapped it up. People lapped it up for the realism.
Yeah.
My point is that is what has to happen.
Correct.
You need to make it so I feel you're on the right space.
Right.
You're also saying घर की story.
It's not even so much the plot because eventually people want to relate to what they are watching. It cannot be far-fetched like people flying on kites.
Exactly.
But the treatment.
The treatment
has to be real.
Your dialogues, you
Characters.
you have to cut away from that close. You have to cut away from that. You have to have long, which to an extent Sasural Genda Phool did beautifully. Sasural Genda Phool at one point of time used to do steady cam shots, used to do full scenes.
अच्छा.
Like 8 minute के full scene एक take में हो रहा है. That is how it has to be done. But हम नहीं, हमको close देना है, master close. So it's all become a pattern. It's become a factory now.
Yeah.
It's become. See, also I'll tell you, how much ever I'm saying, it is not even that easy. I understand, but you have to make an effort. Imagine, Chavi, you are somebody who I give you bhindi every day to eat. Every day you are eating bhindi. Why are you eating bhindi? क्योंकि घर में बनी है, फ्री है. अभी रोज होटल से कौन मंगाएगा? भिंडी बनी है, आप भिंडी खाते जाओ. एक पॉइंट के बाद ना यू आर इंडिफरेंट. मतलब पहले आप भिंडी देख के खाते थे, अभी आप खा रहे हो, पता है भिंडी है. Now suddenly in this bhindi, I add one piece of bengan. I'm talking very घर का language.
Yeah.
And you're eating bhindi and suddenly you eat bengan and you're like, ये क्या है? ये तो बैंगन है. And then I'm like, खाओ, and you eat and you're like, हाँ ठीक है, हाँ भिंडी है ना, चलो बैंगन. Now what I do the next day, I put 2 pieces of bengan. What I do the third day, I put 3 pieces of bengan. So one day what I have done is I have transformed you from bhindi to bengan without even realizing it, and suddenly you're saying, अरे यार ये बैंगन तो भिंडी से बहुत better थी. That is what has to happen. You want to stick to the format, stick, but change something.
Right.
Start bringing these changes slowly.
Yeah. And give it time.
Yes.
पहले दिन में नहीं ऐसा reaction आएगा.
मतलब आपने इतनी भिंडी खिलाई है, वो तो आदमी शायद उल्टी कर लेगा.
Yeah.
नहीं होगा ये.
Right.
It is a slow process. It is a process which will take time. But your intention has to be correct कि ये करना है. which now I am talking to 1 or 2 channels and I'm very excited by the brief I have got.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
Okay.
So let's see. I just hope it materializes because done यार with this अबला नारी मैं
Yeah.
तुम मुझे मारोगे फिर भी मैं अपना मंगलसूत्र बचाऊंगी. अरे हो गया यार.
हो गया.
Done with it. Like, it's okay.
But you've made some really path-breaking shows, and why I brought up these scenes, ये पतंग वाला scene and all of that, is just to bring to highlight कि आप जैसे creators भी हैं जो कुछ अलग करना चाहते हैं, कर भी रहे हैं.
You know, हमको एकता का बहुत push मिलता था. Like when we did Bandini, she was excited hearing the episode. Oh my God, this is so good. When we did Kasam, and you know, luckily with her, I always did path-breaking shows. I did a Kasam Se, I did a Bandini, I did a Ye Hai Mohabbatein, I did a horror show Koi Aane Ko Hai, I did a show called Berry Pia. You know, if I see my trajectory of shows that I've done with Ekta, I realize that we really pushed the envelope then. And Ekta was all for it. Like, I remember taking a scene to Ekta saying, इसको ऐसा अलग करे, and she would look at me and she would say, करो ना. She used to always push. But that same push now has to come from the other end, which is not happening. She used to always tell us कि कुछ यार same episode मुझे नहीं सुनना है, कुछ अलग लेके आओ. She would do that, and she pushed us. So
That is actually pushing the creativity.
She would always say, let's push the envelope.
But talking about path-breaking shows, Bigg Boss is one, and you are the man behind it. I mean, 2006, right?
Yeah.
तो बिग बॉस के साथ हर सीजन में कुछ ना कुछ कंट्रोवर्सी होती है और बहुत बार आप भी इन्वॉल्व होते हो उस कंट्रोवर्सी में. भले ही शो से कोई एसोसिएशन है नहीं है, डजंट मैटर. व्हाट वाज दिस थिंग अबाउट अंकिता लोखंडे लास्ट ईयर?
Well, I didn't want to ever speak about it, but my post was not about Ankita Lokhande. I have said this once before in the interview. I'm saying it again. My post was not about Ankita Lokhande because I have never worked with Ankita Lokhande.
Okay.
Yes, what I remember was there was some debate on air about whether TV actors are better or OTT actors. ऐसा कुछ चल रहा था, where Ankita had given her point of view, which was okay. उसके बाद there were a lot of actors who took off on her comment. And that is what bothered me because there were some of those actors I have worked with
अच्छा.
who've been unprofessional to the core.
So she spoke something about being professional.
Yeah, she spoke about, I don't even remember what it was,
Okay.
but see, I'm a kind of person, no, Chavi, I will say it on your face. If my post was about Ankita, I would tag Ankita. I would 100% tag her. I have tagged people like, Ankita, don't fight. I mean, whatever I'm not like, I've been a biggest fan of her husband in the show. I used to put pictures, Vicky Bhaiya, damn good, Vicky Bhaiya, damn good. I don't care about anybody. The point is, if you're coming to Bigg Boss and you're making your entire personal life out there for the domain, I also have a right to speak.
Absolutely.
So it's okay, it's something.
Absolutely.
I would have, without any hesitation, tagged Ankita. Now, why did I not tag those other actors? Because they were not in Bigg Boss. They were just reacting to that statement. Now, somebody just picked it up, went to town with it. So I said, okay, chhod do. And I ended it. I was like, my line was, water off a duck's back. For me, it was not important. My PR was very happy. And I was like, listen, I don't need this nonsense. And it was, and that I only had one interview where I categorically said that it is not about Ankita. If it was about her, I would have tagged her.
But what was it about? It was about unprofessionalism and not giving time on the set.
It was, no, and the point is, what all I wrote was about those people who've done that to me and were picking up on
क्या
Ankita.
done what?
No,
कि
like,
time commit
change
किया
the
और
scene.
अच्छा.
हम lunch break में हैं, ये scene change करो, हम shoot नहीं करेंगे, हम ये नहीं करेंगे and all that. So, I mean, I cannot even speak all that about Ankita because I never worked with her. Whatever I know about her, she's a very dear friend's friend. So I've had very minimal interaction with her, and it's always been a good interaction. So I never had. So when I saw that coming, I said, मैंने तो Ankita के बारे में लिखा भी नहीं है because ये जो मेरा comment था वो 1-2 दिन के बाद आया था. अगर होता तो मैं उसी दिन डाल देता. But anyway, somebody went to town with it. So हमने okay, चलो. Fine, it doesn't make me a difference. It's okay. You continue with it.
So what are the other kind of unprofessionalism that you have experienced on the set from actors?
Well, we've had actors who said कि I don't agree with the scene. ये मेरा character नहीं है. ये scene को rewrite करो. And I have never taken that nonsense. And I have said, sorry, scene rewrite तो नहीं होगा. आपको नहीं करना है तो आप show छोड़ दो. It's as simple as that.
और ऐसा हुआ है कि कभी किसी ने शो छोड़ दिया?
नहीं, ये सब कोई नहीं, पैसा और एक रनिंग शो कोई नहीं छोड़ेगा, कोई नहीं छोड़ेगा. लेट्स फेस दैट, कोई नहीं छोड़ेगा. एंड the creators, definitely actors have a big hand. Actors have a big hand in molding a particular character. But that does not mean you dictate terms. I worked with actors, like there's been a Divyanka who's had a problem in the scene. She's discussing something, mera ye problem hai. And I've said, okay, this is where I am coming from. And we met halfway. 100%, you're open to discussion. 5000% yes. It's not Hitler's rule कि ये लिखा है तो यही shoot करो.
हाँ, correct. ना तो संदीप का Hitler's rule है ना actor.
Nobody.
It's
the
a
point
joint
is, see,
effort.
I've always said that producer and actors are like a marriage. The wife and husband have to go in sync.
Correct.
If the husband thinks that, oh my God, I am king, it's
Doesn't
not going to
work.
work. And if the wife thinks that, oh, I'm indispensable, it's not going to work. So the point being is that you have to work in tandem.
Right.
And that's the secret. And touch wood, I have always been very lucky that I've always met a cast and crew who've always worked with me in tandem. Always. So touch wood, I've been really lucky with that. So I think it's just about that. Sometimes yeah, producers have that ego के एक एक्टर कौन होता है हमें बताने वाला. भैया वो तो आपने कैरेक्टर लिखा है, वो तो कैरेक्टर जी रहा है ना. बट वो भी एक तरीका होता है बोलने का, वो भी एक तरीका होता है अपना पॉइंट फॉरवर्ड रखने का. कभी कभी you don't have to argue just for the sake of arguing. You know, you don't have to do it. So I think it's all about blending
Just finding that
correctly.
balance.
Yes. So that comment stirred up a lot of memories of certain actors. Again, I will not name those actors because they were not in Bigg Boss. If they ever come in Bigg Boss, I'll say, yeah, that comment was aimed at this person. But I wouldn't. But as I said, you know, somehow the controversy went and died over. I'm like, forget it.
Amazing. I can keep talking to you forever because there's so many more questions I have. But I think I'm going to end this with the last question that अभी हम TRPs की बात कर रहे हैं, TV viewership कम हो रही है, content बढ़ रहा है, you know, OTTs आ गए हैं, बहुत सारे OTTs. There's so much competition in terms of content. Where do you see, I mean, how do you see TV getting affected with the rise of OTT?
See, TV will not get very badly affected.
मतलब बंद नहीं हो जाएगा.
मतलब हाँ, बंद नहीं हो जाएगा. But yes, I think TV will have to be more relevant. I hate it when somebody says, अरे ये तो TV actor है.
हाँ.
I hate it when somebody says, आप TV करते हो ना, आप इमोशन समझोगे. आप टीवी करते हो ना, आपका तो ओवर द टॉप ड्रामा होगा. आई फेस दैट. आई गो टू नेटवर्क्स, आई गो टू प्लेटफॉर्म्स एंड द मिनट दे से ओ ग्रेट स्टोरी बट यू नो ये टीवी राइटिंग है, आई थिंक दैट नीड्स टू एंड. एंड वो तभी होगा जब आपका टीवी एक्टर की तरह एक्ट नहीं करेगा, वो एक एक्टर की तरह एक्ट करेगा. जब आपका टीवी राइटर एक टीवी राइटिंग की तरह नहीं लिखेगा, वो एक राइटर की तरह लिखेगा. एक टीवी प्रोड्यूसर सिर्फ एक प्रोड्यूसर होगा जो ओटीटी, फिल्म, टीवी तीनों चीजें करता है एज इट इज इन हॉलीवुड. आई थिंक ये चीज आएगी विद द ग्रोथ ऑफ ओटीटी बिकॉज इवेंचुअली इवन ओटीटी विल नीड राइटर्स, इवन टीवी विल नीड न्यू आइडियाज एंड इट विल हैव टू बी अ मैरिज. एंड आई थिंक सूनर दिस हैपेंस द बेटर इट इज बिकॉज TV will not die down. TV will become less and less relevant, and that's the sad part. TV has to be relevant. You cannot be mocked for seeing TV. अरे तू TV देखता है, people make fun of you. अरे तू डेली सोप देखती है, अरे क्या देख रही हो? People have turned around and say, चलो TV देखें. चलो let's watch this show together. And I think that's going to be the victory of TV, and that's what should happen with the advent of OTT.
Amazing. I think yes, you're absolutely right. OTT में इतने अलग-अलग shows बन रहे हैं, तो if TV wants to compete, तो something has to change.
Has to change.
And now, before we sign out, do you want to make a confession, like a candid confession for my show?
Candid confession about what?
I mean, you like pretty much speak about everything. कुछ है नहीं, but फिर भी कुछ दिमाग में आ रहा है तो.
Candid confession. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. Well, okay. I'm not as bad as you think. I'm probably worse.
Oh my God.
And I'm not as good as you think I am. I'm probably better.
Aww.
I think that's it. I don't know what else to say.
चलो ये बताओ मेरे को कब कास्ट कर रहे हो? मैंने बोला था ना कैमियो, कोई कैमियो आएगा तो कास्ट कर लो.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ the day I have something really good, where you will look up to me and you'll say, संदीप मजा आ गया.
ठीक है.
That's the time.
10-15 days, हाँ?
चलो
उससे
डन,
ज्यादा नहीं।
आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर, डन।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच. I hope you
Thank
guys
you.
enjoyed this conversation. And this was Sandeep Sikand we were talking to. So many insights we got about television, about how it was, how it is, what needs to change, and everything. Please put down any questions that you have in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You're watching Candid Confessions with Chavi. This is both of us signing out.
Thank
Love
you.
and peace from.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sandeep.